Jalen Johnson is playing like one of the best players in the NBA. He's starting this season averaging 23 points per game, 10.5 rebounds, and 8 assists per game on 53, 40, 80 splits. This is an all-NBA caliber season out of Jalen Johnson. So he's 23 years old right now. I think we're going to simulate today until probably the end of his prime. I want to see Jalen Johnson's prime in this video today and see how he does in the 2K sim. See if he turns into his max potential all-NBA, maybe even an MVP caliber self. When we do these style of videos, we kind of just watch the player's career sim. Everything is going to be on automated. We're not going to mess with anything. If the Hawks want to go ahead and trade Trae Young, so be it. The Hawks are sitting at 14 and 11 right now in start today. And this is what their lineup is going to be looking like. They got Alexander Walker, Daniels, Reese, Sachet, Jalen Johnson, Porzingis, Onyeka Okongwu, Vic Krejci, Mo Gay, Luke Kennard, Asa Noel. So without further ado, let's keep on simming on and let's get to the halfway point of the NBA season or the end of the year. All right, season is a wrap here. Nikola Jokic takes home MVP, 29, 12, and 10. Coop wins Rookie of the Year. You got Colin Sexton winning sixth man. Victor Wembanyama, who is coming back soon to the NBA. Need him back on my fantasy team. Cade Cunningham, Chris Finch, all NBA, first team, second team, you do see here, third team. Jalen Johnson sneaks into third team, man. 23, 10, and 5. His stats did drop after Trae Young came back, but we'll take definitely an all-NBA third team for the guy in his first full season. And he was a first-time All-Star this year as well. Unfortunately, this Atlanta team kind of stunk, though. At the second half of the season, they finished the 7th seed. So they're going to come in here with a 40 and 42 record, which is in the play-in. So they're going to have to get out of the play-in. These were the stats on the season. Trae Young gave you 23 and 8 points for him when he came back here. He's a free agent. We'll see if he comes back this season. In my opinion, in real life, Jalen Johnson is showing all these flashes. I think you have to look to do maybe a sign-and trade for Trae Young in the offseason. Let him walk, something like that. You got to build around this guy right here. 23, 10, and 5 for Jalen Johnson. Porzingis gave you 17 and 6. Alexander Walker was very, very good. Onyeka Okongwu was very, very good. Reese Sachet, same thing. He's going to progress like crazy in 2K. Same with Dyson Daniels. They got Brooklyn in the first play-in game here. I think this should be an easy win. Brooklyn has been playing nice as of recently, though. I will say that. All right, first play-in game is going to be a win, and they're going to make the playoffs. Trae 33 and 10. Jalen Johnson 24 and 15. Into the first round of the playoffs to play the Cleveland Cavaliers. If they can somehow knock off the Cavs, that'd be pretty big time. I think they low-key have a chance to. Game number 1 is going to go to the Cavs. D. Mitch, Garland do they thing. Monster game from Trae and Jalen Johnson. Literally nobody else shows up in this game at all. So that's disappointing. Game 2 also going to go to Cleveland. A game where Trae Young does another 31-point game. But yeah, they might just get swept in this series. They do win. Oh my God. They won game 3 and Trae Young dropped 64. Okay, wow. Maybe I talked too much shit about Trae Young. 64 points on 26 shots is absolutely unbelievable. 7 threes. That's crazy. That's crazy. Can they get game 4 as well? Yes, they can. Another 40-point game from Trae Young. He's going crazy in the playoffs. Jalen Johnson, 38, 14, 6, 3, and 4 is crazy as well. They're really trying all they can to win this series. They do drop game 5. Hey, Hawks off to a pretty solid start, I will say. And it looks like they're going to be able to force game 7 here. They're going to be blowing out the Cavs in 6, forcing that game 7. They put up 140. Another 40-point game for Trae Young. He's having an unbelievable playoff run. Same with Jalen Johnson as well. But anyway, hey, it's already game 7. They're right here. They're taking a 2-seeded Cavs team. They might destroy the Cavs franchise. If this happened in real life, the Hawks beat the Cavs in a play-in in the first round, the Cavs would have to dismantle their whole entire team. And that's exactly what's going to happen. They blow out the Cavs in 7 and they advance past them in round 1. Trae 36 and 14 and they get it done. So the 52-win Cavs get dropped off there. That's extremely disappointing. Yeah, Trae went stupid in the playoffs, bro. 40 points in that first round, 27 and 10 for Jalen Johnson. Let's see if they can keep it up against Detroit in round number 2. You know who Detroit got. All right, game number 1 against Detroit is going to go to Atlanta. Don't tell me Atlanta's going to do something crazy in this playoff. Trae with a 21 assist game. He's playing ungodly right now. Game number 2 does go to the Detroit Pistons. Cade does go for 50. Big time game 3 here. Also going to go to Detroit. Another 50-point game from Cade. Back-to-back 50s from Cade is crazy. They tied up at 2s once again. Can they get game 5? No, they cannot. That's a huge game 5 to drop right there. And now they got to win 2 in a row. Detroit might be a level too much for the Atlanta Hawks, but they're still in this game trying to force 7, and they are going to be able to force 7 here. Wow, they're fighting. And yeah, big time stat lines. Porzingis, Trae, and Jalen Johnson all score 34 plus. That's wild. All right, here we go. Game 7 of the semifinals. Can the Hawks advance to the conference finals for the first time since 2021? I believe is the last time they made it. Unfortunately, they are going to be getting dropped off in 7 games by the Detroit Pistons. They lose by 14 points there. Cade with another 41-point game. He's going crazy. That's year number 1 for the Atlanta Hawks. Jalen Johnson, 25 and 10 in those playoffs. He's going to be progressing nice. We'll see what they do with Trae Young. They have the Pelicans pick that is very, very nice. The Pelicans finished, I would assume, really bad. Yeah, they were really bad. One of the worst teams in the NBA. So that pick's going to be really nice. We'll see what they do. NBA Finals, Knicks versus Timberwolves. The Knicks go on to win in 6, and Jalen Brunson wins Finals MVP. Hawks fans, let me know what y'all want to do. I got to hear it from Hawks fans themselves, because me looking in, from the outside looking in, I see Jalen Johnson. I see you got to build around him. Y'all want to trade Trae Young? Y'all still believe in Trae Young? Y'all let me know. All right, draft lottery is big time for this Hawks team. Let's see where that Pelicans pick ends up. Simulate the lottery here, and oh my God, it jumps to number 1. That's absolutely insane. So not only did the Hawks get the first pick in the draft, they might get Darren Peterson, they might get Cameron Boozer. This is going to be an absolutely insane video for Jalen Johnson, and this could very well happen in real life. So with the number 1 pick in the draft, the Atlanta Hawks will be selecting Darren Peterson. Of course they are. He's the best player in the draft in my opinion. Number 2 goes Cameron Boozer. Number 3, Dame Sarr went number 3 over AJ Devance. And AJ goes to 4. And oh my God, the Pelicans continue their malpractice. I had to show y'all this. The Pelicans keep making mistakes, bro. They traded the 8th overall pick for Isaiah Evans. Maybe Isaiah Evans will turn out, but I don't know. Also, the Hawks had pick 25, and they drafted Malik Thomas out of Arkansas. And they also actually drafted Christian Anderson 29, so they walk out of here with 3 first-round picks. Trae Young does decline his player option, so he will be an unrestricted free agent, of course. But now with Darren Peterson, there is no reason you need to bring Trae Young back. So let's see what the Atlanta Hawks end up doing here. Okay, LeBron James signs to the Washington Wizards on a 1-year deal. Austin Reeves goes to the Chicago Bulls, and you see they did re-sign Trae Young. They did re-sign Trae Young to a 5-year, $272 million contract. Interesting decision. They also brought back Porzingis on a 4-year deal. So interesting stuff from the Atlanta Hawks. They draft Darren Peterson, they go out there and they re-sign Trae Young. So this team is absolutely insane. And player progression shows that it keeps getting better. Jalen Johnson up 4 overalls to a 91 overall off rip. Jalen Johnson improves, along with Dyson Daniels getting better. Trae drops, Porzingis drops, Reese goes up by 5. This young core is absolutely unbelievable. Lineup for the Hawks is looking like Trae Young, Dyson Daniels, Reese, Jalen Johnson, Kristaps, Porzingis, Darren Peterson off the bench, Onyeka Okongwu, Nah, and Asa Noel. So that's what their lineup's looking like. 91 overall, Jalen Johnson. He's going to be a stud. All right, let's continue to simulate. First game of the season. Actually, what's their System Pro they rocking? Because I didn't really check that last year. Their System Pro is 4 stars, perimeter centric. All right, first game of the season against Washington is a 1-point victory. Jalen Johnson starts it off going 28, 11, and 5. I think he could get to that maybe MVP level if he's going to average close to triple-double straight numbers. 29 and 11 the first 2 games of the season. I think this Hawks team is going to be really, really good. They're undefeated to start. And Jalen Johnson's been the leading scorer for the first 3 games of the season. So this man, he might be a problem. I'm really excited to see what his next few years look like in this simulation, bro. 155 on the Pelicans right there, man. He's off to averaging 24, damn near 12 boards a game, 6 assists, a career high, and he's shooting 45% from 3. I think this could stick. They're 9-3 to start the season. Let's see him about 20 games in, and then we'll go to the end of the year. Yeah, they're sitting at 16-6 off rip, which is going to be the 2 seed in the Eastern Conference. I think these are sustainable numbers as well. And yeah, this man, and they got Darren Peterson, who's averaging 20 off the bench. So hey, this team is about to be insane. Wemby MVP right here. Darren Peterson ends up taking home Rookie of the Year. 19-6-6 is crazy off rip, bro. This guy's a menace in 2K Sims. AJ Devance wins 6th Man of the Year. He gave him 16 points a game. Ron Holland, Devin Booker, Quinn Snyder, and the Hawks ended up winning Coach of the Year. 57 wins for this Atlanta team. All-NBA first team. I'm expecting to see Jalen Johnson here possibly, and he does make 3rd team once again. 23, 10, and 5. Pretty identical stats. Damn near identical stats to what he had last year. But this time he shot 54, 41, 82 splits. 93 overall, Jalen Johnson, back-to-back 3rd teams. And I would assume he made another All-Star team. He sure did. They finished the 1 seed, 57-25 for the Atlanta Hawks. 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. 1 seed overall in the whole entire NBA. So they are low-key favorites to win the whole thing. Stats on the season, Jalen Johnson led them with everything. Points, rebounds, damn near assists too. Trae Young was there 22-7. He had a pretty solid season, 45% from 3. Darren Peterson, Zachary Sachet in year number 3 for him, 19 a game, 84 overall. Porzingis, Onyeka Okongwu, Dyson Daniels, and Alexander Walker. They had a top 5 offense in the NBA. Defensively, they were top 3, and they have an 8.4 differential, which is the best in the NBA. So this Hawks team is no joke. They really have championship aspirations with Jalen Johnson leading them. In round 1, they have the Miami Heat. Game number 1 against the Miami Heat is going to get, they do drop game number 1 to Miami Heat in the playoffs. Tyler Hero goes for 52. He only misses 4 shots. 7 for 8 from 3 is insane. Hero gets it done. Wow, that's crazy. Game 2, they do tie it up at once. I think they should win this series pretty easily. They actually drop down 2-1. They lose by 2 points. Norman Powell and bam. The Heat, low-key putting up a fight. Tied 2-2 series. 30 from 2 of the top guys. They put up 150. The Hawks are going to get game 5. They're up 3-2 in the series. And I will simcast game 6 because, hey, anything is possible in 2K, and especially with a team like coached by Eric Spoelstra. The Heat could do anything upset. We've seen the Heat go to the NBA Finals from the play-in, so anything is possible. And it's a 3-point game with 2:40 left, so we gotta hop in. All right, yeah, 2:40 left, 3-point game. Heat trying to force 7 in Kaseya Center. Let's see what they got. Let's see how this offense runs in this simulation in the gameplay. Is it through Dyson Daniels? Dyson Daniels turns the ball over. Good hands by Bam. Back to Tyler Hero. Got the mismatch on Porzingis over to Khalil Ware. Gonna get the ball down to Bam, I would assume, on Dyson Daniels. Got the mismatch. You're gonna send the double over to a wide open Wiggins. Wiggins for 3, and he sticks it. Miami with some good offense. 6-point game. Hawks kind of struggling here in this 4th quarter. Darren Peterson with the ball. Darren Peterson attacking Davion Mitchell, getting downhill, pull-ups, kicks it back out to Reese Shea. Reese Shea with the screen. Jalen Johnson. Yeah, can he get the offensive rebound? No, he cannot. Wiggs, big-time board. Still a 6-point game. Bam with the ball, working on KP. Bam coming around. Can he get to his spot? He's kind of bottled up, throws up some tough shot, rebound. Porzingis, still the 6-point game. Reese Shea in transition. Ball down to Dyson Daniels, back over to Darren Peterson, attacking Tyler Hero downhill, hop step. He's hop stepping. You got to go up 3 seconds. Over to Dyson Daniels. Good D by Miami. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, the Heat look pretty sharp, bro. Or the Hawks is scamming. It's one or the other. 10 on the shot clock. Bam gonna ISO out on KP. He gonna get his ass fried. He's gonna get his ass locked up. It's one or the other. Bam's got to throw up a tough shot. Good D by KP, but the Hawks got to go, bro. Jalen Johnson hasn't touched the ball at all until now. Running this offense through Darren Peterson. Here comes the screen from KP. Darren Peterson all the way. Going downhill, hop step, kicks it over to Jalen Johnson. They turn the ball over. The Hawks look dreadful, bro. And that's going to be the game, man. And that's game 7 against Miami, bro. How many wins did Miami have this season, dog? 43 wins is crazy. And they have on the brink of eliminating the 1-seeded Atlanta Hawks. This would be a generational fumble from the Atlanta Hawks. But like I said before, man, don't put anything past Coach Eric Spoelstra. His house burnt down. He's got nothing to lose. Close game in the 3rd quarter. The Heat take the lead in the 4th. And the Hawks blow it open in the 4th quarter. It's a 2-point game again. All right, in Atlanta, minute 40 left. They're up by 2. Jaime Jaquez with the ball. Over to Tyler Hero. Tyler pump fakes the 3. Attacking downhill. Too easy of a bucket for Tyler Hero. Blows past Darren Peterson. It's a tie game. No Jalen Johnson on the court for the Atlanta Hawks. Trae Young, let's see what he got, man. Down to Porzingis. Porzingis can go up on Ware. Good D by Ware. Uh-oh, bro. We haven't seen the Hawks score once in the gameplay yet. That's got to be a little bit concerning. Tyler Hero. Tyler blowing past Reese Shea. Davion with the ball. 10 on the shot clock. Here comes Wiggs off the pin down screen. Wiggs doesn't take the 3. Screen by Ware. Wiggins got to put something up. Tough pull up midi is. Oh my God, what a shot by Wiggs. Nah, Miami's playing crazy right now. That boy's clutch. He was in the NBA Finals, man, locking up Jason Tatum in 2022. And Porzingis damn near turns the ball over. 10 on the shot clock. Reese Shea down to Asa Noel. Over to Trae Young. Back to Asa Noel. Asa Noel pull up on Jaime Jaquez. No good, bro. That's game. That is game. We watched the Hawks for damn near 3 minutes now in the gameplay, and they didn't score once. Tyler hits both free throws. Game's over. First one's up, and it's no good. Hawks is still alive, bro, from the missed free throw from Tyler. He gonna split him. All right, ball in. 20 to go. They got to get a 3 or a quick 2. One or the other. Trae Young ISO'd out on Davion Mitchell. Oh my God, he's getting locked up, bro. Trae's getting his ass locked up. He puts up a tough floater. He misses, and oh my God, the Hawks just blew it. The Hawks just blew it to the Miami Heat in 7 games. That is a generational choke. Playoff stats, it was Jalen Johnson, 26 and 11. Trae gave you 24 and 10, and they blew it, bro. They blew it to Miami. Wow, what a generational year 2 collapse. As the Heat went to the NBA Finals, bro, they beat Milwaukee and they beat the Knicks. Yo, if they beat Dallas, bro, I swear to God, that would be absolutely insane. Game 1, game 2. Stop it, bro. Don't let the Heat win the finals. They're up 3-2. The Heat just won the finals in year 2. Tyler Hero, finals MVP, averaged 30. LeBron calls it. Him and Paul George make the Hall of Fame. Pelicans get the first pick in the draft. The Hawks are drafting at pick 21. All right, pick 21 in the draft here. Atlanta's going to be drafting Caleb Gaskins out of Florida. All right, with another offseason here in free agency, let's see what they do for moves, and then they're going to have a big-time player progression here. Giannis signs with the Golden State Warriors, and Steph Curry goes to the Bucks. So these guys just swap teams here. Donovan Mitchell signs with the Warriors, leaves Cleveland, and pairs up with Giannis. That's a deadly combination right there. KD goes to the Clippers. And the Hawks brought in Davion Mitchell. They saw how much hell that he gave Trae Young, and they said, we need that guy on the team. Player progression once again sees Jalen Johnson taking a 1 overall increase up to a 92 overall. Dyson Daniels and Darren Peterson progress big time. And this young core is really starting to look good as they have a bunch of 87s on the team. Reese Shea goes up. Asa Noel goes up off 4 as well. This team looks very, very talented. An underwhelming year 2 for the Hawks. Let's see if they can get back on track for this year 3 season. Rotation: Trae Young, Dyson Daniels, Reese Sachet, Jalen Johnson. Big O, it looks crazy. They're still bringing Darren Peterson off the bench. KP, Asa Noel, Naw, and Davion Mitchell's a crazy second unit here. 4.5 stars, perimeter centric. All right, first game of the season once again. So they won 57 games last year. This team is too talented to not win 60. I think this team's going to win 60 games, or they have the potential to for sure. And if they win 60 games, who's to say that Jalen Johnson can't pull out an MVP, bro? If he averages close to 25, 10, and like 8, why can't he win an MVP? It's crazy because the fact they got Darren Peterson, that's not an unrealistic scenario in real life. Like if that Pelicans pick jumps up, there is no reason why they can't draft Darren Peterson. Yeah, they got 40 wins at the deadline. When a team's got 40 wins at the deadline, you know they're finna be nasty, bro. And Jalen Johnson, 23, 9, and 6. Another solid season, another really good season. He's shooting 58, 42, 84 splits at the halfway point. So yeah, that's pretty crazy. They got 4 20-point per game scorers. All right, year 3 in the books, and Cade Cunningham is your MVP. 37, 5, and 8. Those are hard numbers to beat for Jalen Johnson to win an MVP. I'm not gonna lie to you. Stokes won Rookie of the Year with the Pels. Ivy 6-man. DPOY goes to Wemby, Proctor, Ja Morant, and yeah, the Hawks won 68 games. So a jump up from 57, 11-game jump to 68 wins. This team's absolutely ridiculous. Ja makes first team All-NBA, 30 and 8, back to his prime self. All-NBA second team, and then another third team for Jalen Johnson. 22, 10, and 6 for Jalen Johnson. You also see Darren Peterson in year 2 making All-NBA third team. 27 and 7 is crazy stats for a year 2 player. He shot damn near 50, 40, 90, but that's 3 consecutive years All-NBA third team and an All-Star for Jalen Johnson. I think this could definitely be the championship season here. 68 and 14 is crazy. Detroit did win 58 games. Dallas won 60, but they're definitely the favorite in my opinion. I mean, they were 39 and 3 at home. That is unbelievable. And they're coming into the playoffs on a 10-game win streak. Stats on this season, you saw Jalen Johnson, you saw Darren Peterson, Reese Sachet 20 a game on 45% from 3, and then Trae Young gives you 20 and 8. So they had 4 20-point per game guys. KP still putting up solid seasons. Asa Noel, Dyson Daniels, 87 overall, averaging 7 points a game. Miami around 1 once again, bro. Revenge series now. The Hawks, if they blow another series to Miami, bro, that would be absolutely crazy, bro. They are up 2-0, they're up 3-0, and this time they're gonna sweep the Miami Heat, so they get their revenge on them big time. Round 2, they got the New York Knicks here, man. Derek Whitehead at that shooting guard position. Where did OG go? OG's not here anymore. Oh no, they're just bringing OG off the bench. All right, hey, shout out Derek Whitehead in the starting 5. Down 2-0, down 3-0. They swept the first 2 rounds of the playoffs, man. Conference finals against the Detroit Pistons. Here's Cade Cunningham, Maxey Thompson, Ron Holland, and Jalen Duren's at 90 overall. They have MPJ off the bench as well. That's a fun team. Game 1 is gonna go to the Atlanta Hawks. 29, 12, and 7 for Jalen Johnson. Tied up at 2 is right here. Asir Thompson gives you 32. The Hawks only scored 85 points in this game. Just bad shooting night. Game 3 is a big one. They do go up 2-0 in the series, and there's a 50 piece from Jalen Duren, bro, or Jalen Johnson. Can they go up 3-1 in the series? No, they cannot. Tied 2-2 series. 40-point triple-double from Cade Cunningham. This is a huge game 5 here if they can go up 3-2, and they dropped down 3-2 in the series. So on the brink of elimination, once again, the Atlanta Hawks are. I would say it's a disappointment if they don't make the NBA Finals after damn near winning 70 games, but Detroit, they gritty-ass team, man. They trying to get there themselves. We do have kind of a close game in the 4th quarter, but not enough to jump into it. We have a game 7 in the conference finals. Darren Peterson, 33, 12, 9, and 5 steals. But here we go. Game 7 to make the NBA Finals. Pistons or Atlanta. First half is going to be the Pistons as we head into the 3rd quarter. Still a Pistons lead heading into the 4th quarter. Back and forth game. The Hawks take the lead. 4-point game with 2:19 left. All right, Jake LaRavia. I believe that's Jake LaRavia at the strike to put the Pistons up by 6. He does miss the first free throw. Second free throw's up for LaRavia, and he is going to miss both. Rebound Duren, and he puts it up and he slams it back in. That's horrible. You got to get the offense, or you can't let him get the offensive rebound off the missed free throw. 2 minutes left in the game. They're down by 6. Darren Peterson working on LaRavia. Here comes the screen from Big O. Darren Peterson pull up 3. That's got to fall, and he sticks it. That's a big time shot. All right, bro. 3-point game. 2 to go. Ron Holland with the ball. 10 on the shot clock, trying to get downhill, kicks it down. That's too easy. DP, here comes the screen again. Another look for DP. He's going to kick it out to KP this time. Top of the key 3 is a big time shot. He misses, bro. I don't know. The Hawks are going to lose this game, bro. LaRavia all the way. Fadeaway midi. What the hell? Who you feeling like, dog? Kobe? They got to score, man. They don't look good in this simulation. I ain't going to lie to you. DP goes up. He misses it. 5-point game, minute left. The Hawks are going to go out sad once again. Cade attacking Trae Young downhill. Step back midi. That's good. If that goes in, Yeah, I get lucky right there. They got to score quick, man, or this game's finna be a wrap. I can't believe Jalen Johnson's not in the game, and Darren Peterson turns the ball over to Jake LaRavia. And yeah, that's game, bro. Another season where Atlanta goes out sad in game 7, 38 from Jalen Johnson, but he wasn't on the court. Oh, he did foul out. Wow, so that's another year Atlanta falls short, and winning 68 games is crazy, man. He just might not be able to win with Trae Young, as the Pistons go on to win the NBA Finals and Cade Cunningham wins Finals MVP. All right, draft lottery is here, and the Atlanta Hawks have the Cleveland pick at 5. What pick is that they have the number 5 overall odds? Oh, Cleveland was terrible. Oh, Cleveland won 25 games because they lost Donovan Mitchell, so they have Cleveland's pick now, and that's gonna jump to number 2 in the draft. You cannot make that up, bro. That Cleveland pick jumps to number 2 in the draft, and the Hawks are gonna be picking in the top 3 again, dude. The Hawks just keep getting shit just handed to them, just in the breadbasket. Number 1 overall pick, Marcus Spears Jr., 2nd overall pick. They're gonna be trading it. They traded the 2nd overall pick for Bam! What a win now move for the Atlanta Hawks. They trade the 2nd overall pick in Davion Mitchell for Bam and Norman Powell. The only thing this Hawks team was lacking was a center, and they go out and get that in Bam Adebayo. Luka signs with the Bucks in free agency. Ja Morant goes to the Lakers. Hawks re-signed Risa Shea to $170 million. They brought in DiVincenzo as well. Dude, I don't even want to know. Player progression is going to look crazy for this team, and it does. Darren Peterson up to a 92 overall. Jalen Johnson still at 91. Risa Shea, Bam is crazy. Dyson Daniels, Trae Young, Porzingis. Trae Young is their 5th best player overall wise, bro. Okay, this starting 5 is wild. Trae Young, Darren Peterson, Risa Shea, Jalen Johnson, Bam. Dyson, Porzingis, Asa Noel, Nah, and Big O off the bench. This rotation is crazy. I think this team, after winning 68 games last year and they added Bam Adebayo, they could 100% win 70 games this year. And anything less than a championship would be a disappointment with this roster. I'm not gonna lie to you. Cade Cunningham goes back-to-back MVPs. So I think, I mean, yeah, with him averaging 34 and 9, bro, like Jalen Johnson's just not gonna be able to get to that level. Marcus Spears won Rookie of the Year. 6-man DeJounte Murray, Wemby, another depoy. Ben Serif, Zion. In another year of progression for the Atlanta Hawks, 71 and 11 for Quinn Snyder. It's crazy because this is just the stock 2K simulation, bro. This time, Darren Peterson makes All-NBA second team. 22, 7, and 9 assists for Darren Peterson. He shot 50, 40, 90. This time, Jalen Johnson makes another third team, bro. That's 4 years in a row he's made third team. 23, 9, and 6. 47% from 3 is wild. 94 overall. So Jalen Johnson's one of the best players in the NBA. The thing is, I don't think he's ever going to get those crazy stats because they got Darren Peterson. So it's a trade-off. The team success for individual Jalen Johnson stats. Jalen Johnson led the team in points though, and then Darren Peterson. Trae Young still 20 and 8. Risa Shea 19. Bam 14, as well as Porzingis. So this team is just insane. 132 points a night, by far in a way is the best offense in the NBA. They still have a top 4 defense, and they have an 18-point differential. Almost 20 is crazy. They won 70 games, 71 and 11. Detroit did win 63, but Dallas won 70. So even if they make the finals, it's not a walk in the park. They're gonna win. Round 1 against the Milwaukee Bucks. They have Luka Doncic, Dash Daniels, and Zion. It should be an easy enough series, and it is. They're gonna sweep them. Round 2 against the 4-seeded Orlando Magic with their same exact team. Yeah, I see Desmond Bane spiked the ball off of OG the other day, but I was just wild. Desmond Bane's a menace. What can I say? Okay, it should be another sweep. I would assume up 3-0 here, and they're going to be winning in 5. Yeah, winning in 5. Conference finals against Miami again. Miami just finds their way here, man. Kasparas, Chekuchonis, Tyler Hero, CJ Rosser, Ron Holland, and Anthony Davis they have now. Game 1, game 2. Yeah, no Eastern Conference team stands in their way. They're in the NBA Finals for the first time this video. 2 70-win teams matching up against each other in the NBA Finals. Kyrie, Braylon Mullins, Cooper Flagg, Daniel Gafford, and Derek Lively. Game 1 does go to the Atlanta Hawks. I feel like this is going to be the year. Game number 2, Atlanta goes up 2-0. 30 and 11 for Darren Peterson. He wants a Finals MVP. Game 3, the Hawks do drop game 3. Can they go up 3-1 in the series? No, they cannot. Tied 2-2 series. And you know we got a simcast. Game 5 NBA Finals, you know we got a simcast. Imagine if the Hawks got to this point and then lost again, bro. That would be so unfortunate. Close-ass game in the 4th quarter, but they're going to fall so tie game with 3 seconds left. All right, there's 3 seconds left in a game. No way Dallas hits a game winner here, bro. Ball into Kyrie. Kyrie's going to have to pull it from the deep-ass 3, and he misses it. So we got OT. All right, back into the simcast in overtime here. Hawks up by by 6, up by 8. 6-point game still, 4-point game. We'll hop in with 6. We'll hop in here, 6-point game, minute 20 left. If they get a bucket here, the game pretty much should be over. See what Trae Young can do here. Trae Young working on, I can't talk. He's working on AJ Mitchell, and he gets the bucket. So that should be the game. Pinned down to Cooper Flag. He's going to take the 3. He misses. All right, that's game. All right, so the Hawks are going to be going up 3-2 in a series here. All right, game 6 here. The Mavericks are going to be blowing them out, and we're going to have a 3-point game left. We got to jump in again. All right, minute 17 left. Grady Dick at the line. Grady Dick is going to hit the first free throw. Grady Dick is going to hit the second free throw. 5-point game, minute 17. Trae Young running the spins off Cooper Flag. Double spin on Cooper Flag. What does Trae Young think he is, trying to attack Cooper Flag downhill? That is just most certainly not going to work, bro. Hawks need to get a stop here. The game's over. Grady Dick back to Flag. Trae Young just completely whiffs on the lane. Why is Trae Young guarding Cooper Flag for this long? I don't know, but it kind of got locked up. Derek Lively back over to Cooper Flag. Cooper Flag top of the 3. Oh my god, Cooper Flag's ridiculous. Cooper Flag's ridiculous. We got a game 7, bro. The Hawks dropped this one. All right, well, another game 7 for the Atlanta Hawks. They lost in game 7 last year to the Detroit Pistons. Will they lose again? Will they fall short again? They had a bad first quarter here. Tie game in the third quarter. Can they pull away in this fourth and win the NBA Finals? And that's exactly what they're going to do. They blow out the Mavs in the second half. They win the NBA Finals, and Darren Peterson takes home Finals MVP. 25, 7, and 8 for Darren Peterson. He shot 50, 40, 90 in the NBA Finals, and they get it done. Jalen Johnson averaged 23, 11, and 5 in those playoffs, and now we have a championship for Jalen Johnson. One-time champ, 4-time All-Star, 4-time All-NBA third team. He's 27 right now. That was year 4. I think we're going to go 10 years total with Jalen Johnson. I think that's a good mark for us here. That'll be his prime. What would you say is the end of a prime? He's 27 right now. I would say, what, 32 maybe? 32 is the end of a prime. Another draft lottery here. It's an auto-generated draft now, so they draft some random guy, pick 30. Wow, free agency shows Anthony Edwards going to the Philadelphia 76ers. Interesting. He pairs up with VJ Edgecombe. That's a crazy backcourt. Hawks signed Anthony Simons in the offseason, so player progression looks crazy again. Darren Peterson going up. Jalen Johnson's going to stay at that 91 overall. He is on a 1-year deal, so this is going to be an interesting development here. They're going to re-sign Jalen Johnson. They still have their whole team going into year 5. I would expect Jalen Johnson gets a contract extension. It'd be pretty brain dead for him not to, but they also have to pay Dyson Daniels. I would assume they lose KP in free agency. All right, first game of the season, another big time victory. Put up 166 in the first game of the season. Listen, this team, again, they won 71 games last year. They won the NBA Finals. I think this is where they start to kind of pick up the pace, and I think they could definitely go on maybe even to 3-peat in this video right here, led by Jalen Johnson, man. If you guys made this point of video, man, and you're a Jalen Johnson fan, you like watching him hoop in real life, drop a sub on the video, man. Drop a like on the video, man. Well, Jalen Johnson did get that 5-year extension here. They also did extend Dyson Daniels, and yeah, they did not extend Porzingis. So Porzingis, I would assume, would be gone here. All right, I'm pretty sure this is the first MVP for Victor Wembanyama. That's saying something. Wow, he's ugly. Rookie of the year. Kasper Ashekachuna, 6-man. Wemby, DPOY, Asanuel. I didn't even realize that the Hawks lost Asanuel, but here he is on the Milwaukee Bucks. Shea, wow. The Suns won 67 games, bro. That's insane. All NBA first team, Paolo Banchero makes it a 30 and 10 for Paolo Banchero. Second team, you are going to see Darren Peterson once again, 26 and 7. And listen, this man is an All NBA third team magnet, bro. 21, 9, and 6. He just puts up consistently the same stats, bro. So that's dope. And the Hawks were the 1 seed once again. 61 and 21. So they didn't win 70 games. Still a really good record. 61 wins is really phenomenal, but there are 3 teams in the West that are better than them. A quick little look at stats on the season. Jalen Johnson, Darren Peterson, Trae Young, 17 points a game, Risa, Shea, Porzingis, Simons, and Big Bam. The offense was still looking top in the NBA. Defense kind of slipped a little bit. They still have a top 10 defense, but not top 5. And they have the 3rd best point differential at 12. Okay, bet. So let's see if they can go back-to-back here. Cavs in round number 1. Ain't nobody really worried about the Cavs anymore. To be honest with you, they lost Donovan Mitchell. They are a shell of themselves, and they get losing 5. Round 2 against Philly could be sketchy. Edgecombe, Edwards, Debance, Kuminga is a really fun core. Imagine Edgecombe and Ant on the same team. That would be hectic, bro. I ain't gonna lie. 2-1 Philly, actually. Let's see 2-2 here. Can they go up 3-2? Yes, they can. Can they get out in 6? Yes, they can. So conference finals appearance, once again, playing the Knicks. Jalen Johnson, Dariq Whitehead's turning into an actual player. And then Mikal Bridges, Kareem Lopez, and Big Cat Towns. Game 1 does go to the New York Knicks, 35 from Karl Anthony Towns. Game 2, gonna tie it up at 2s right there. Game 3 also gonna go to the Knicks. 2-point loss right there. That's a tragic one. Can they go tie the series at 2s? Yes, they can. Massive, and I mean massive, game 5 does go to the New York Knicks. So Hawks might be on the brink of elimination here, and they might not be able to go and go back-to-back championships. It's hard to go back-to-back championships, man. Looks like they probably should be able to do that, and they have the big-time lead over the Knicks in the 4th, and they will be forcing game 7. 4 40 from Jalen Johnson, 31 and 10 for Darren Peterson. Knicks versus Hawks, primetime game 7 matchup. Who do you got? Tell me in the comments down below right now. Wow, the Hawks just blowing them out. Not even a close series here. Back to the NBA Finals for Atlanta against maybe the Phoenix Buns, bro. The Phoenix Suns about to make the NBA Finals, and they sure do. D-Book versus Jalen Johnson. Playoff stats heading into the finals. Jalen Johnson, 26, 12, and 6. He's really stepping up in the playoffs. Suns got Book. They got Jalen Green, Cedric Coward, Bryson Tiller, and come on, Malawak. They got any little motherfuckers hiding off the bench. Mark Williams, Will Riley off the bench. All right, game number 1 does go to the Atlanta Hawks, man. 37 and 10 for Jalen Johnson. 10 assists apiece for Trae Young and Darren Peterson. Game 3 gonna go to Atlanta. And Atlanta go up 3-1 in this series. They sure can. And are they gonna win in 5 games? No. Atlanta, no way they blow a 3-1, right? I feel like this series pretty much in the bag. If you got 3-1 on them, you shouldn't lose the series. Tie game with minute 40 left. Let's hop in. Let's see what Atlanta's got, man. Can they go back to back? Can they pull this win out? Trae Young attacking Devin Booker, and he misses the floater. I will say, Trae Young might be cool in the gameplay and the simulation and everything like that, but Trae Young sucks in the gameplay, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, he's straight doodle. Devin Booker attacking Darren Peterson. That's not the matchup you want to go at, my boy. Trae Young downhill. Trae Young pull up midi again. Trae Young hits the midi this time. Okay. Devin Booker attacking downhill once again. Devin Booker spins off over Cedric Coward, wide open 3, and he hits it. Big time 3 from Cedric Coward to put the Suns up by 1. Trae Young pull up 3, and he's gonna miss it once again. Trae Young, D-Book with the ball, looking to extend this lead to 3 with 30 seconds left. Another wide open 3 from Cedric Coward, and Cedric Coward hits back-to-back 3s. 4-point game. This game's a wrap. We're gonna have another game 7 here. Yeah, I mean, Cedric Coward just stepped up in a big time way. Trae is bullshitting, and that's gonna be game. Suns or the Hawks in the NBA Finals, bro. Who's gonna pull this one out? This is a big time legacy game for the Hawks if they can go back-to-back championships. And unfortunately, they're just not gonna be able to do that. And in this Phoenix Buns win the NBA Finals, man. The Phoenix Suns and Devin Booker pull it out. The Hawks can't go back-to-back, and that is gonna be year number 5. So a game 7 upset in the NBA Finals. Well, not an upset because they won 67 games, but all right. So the Hawks brought back Darren Peterson, obviously. And another year of player progression shows pretty much the same things. Nothing really changed. Nothing really happens. They're going to be rocking it with the same roster. Lineup looks pretty similar to years past. They got Gaskins now in the starting lineup. Anthony Simons still here. Starting lineup looks really good. All right, we're at the deadline here. The Hawks trade away Ant Simons for Daniel Gafford. Get another center in the rotation, I guess. He is an 80 overall. I don't know why they did that exactly, but hey, I guess. They're 43 and 7 at the deadline, which is going to put them at the 1 seed. Probably going to have another 60-win season on them. Well, it wasn't Jalen Johnson that got the MVP for the Hawks. It was Darren Peterson, 23, 7, and 9. Listen, I think that getting Darren Peterson in this 2K video kind of capped the ceiling on what Jalen Johnson can be. So, unfortunately, it's a good thing that they're really good, but I don't know. Darren Peterson does make first team. Obviously, we've got 1 MVP, and then you're going to have another second team this time. Hey, he made second team, 23, 9, and 6. The guy's been averaging the exact same stats for 6 years now, and he's just a consistently All-NBA second team, third team type guy. And once again, this Atlanta team won over 60 games, 64 wins for this Atlanta Hawks team, second best team in the entire NBA. And another look at stats on the season. Trae Young still here at the age of 32. Trae Young averaging 22 and 8 this season, so he's been solid too. Reece Shea still, again, solid, just a good scorer. And then Bam's still been here. They have Boston in round 1. I feel like this should be a championship year again. They got Boston. They're going to be sweeping. At least not make, I mean, they're going to make the finals every year, or at least they should. 3-2 against Boston. They do get out in 6. That was a little sketchy. Round 2 against the New York Knicks. They're up 2-0. Yeah, they're going to be winning in 5 probably here once again. And into the conference finals against the 7-seeded Washington Wizards. Ben Saraf, Bilal Coulibaly, Trae Johnson, Cam Boozer, and Jokic. Okay, that's a really fun front court. Cam Boozer, Jokic. That's sick. Unfortunately, I just don't think they are good enough. They're a 1-1 series. 2-1, 3-1, and they're back in the NBA Finals just like that to play the Dallas Mavericks once again. Playoff stats heading into the finals. Darren Peterson's averaging 30 and 10 throughout the playoffs. So yeah, he's nuts. Now this Atlanta team did beat Dallas in 7 games 2 years ago. So we'll see what happens this year. Game number 1 is going to go to the Atlanta Hawks. Darren Peterson wants another Finals MVP, but I kind of want to see Jalen Johnson win it, man. Game 2 also going to Atlanta. Game 3 also going to Atlanta. I think it's going to be Darren Peterson's trophy, to be honest with you. They're going to sweep the Dallas Mavericks, and there's another Finals MVP for Darren Peterson, 24, 6, and 10. And this Atlanta team is going crazy. Jalen Johnson, 22, 8, and 6 in those playoffs. Shot the ball really, really well. So now he's a 2-time champ, man. Hall of Fame trajectory, bro. But this guy, Darren Peterson, this guy might be one of the best players of all time. I don't think they really have anybody to sign in this free agency. They got to pay Reece Shea after next season. And the thing about this Hawks team is they just keep running it back with the same squads. Like, they have their whole team pretty much locked up here. They do re-sign Caleb Gaskins, and they bring in Corey Kispert. So Jalen Johnson still in 92 overall. He actually gets better. They brought in this Ryan Hampton guy who goes up by 4. So their whole team just looks really good. I believe we'd be heading into year 7 in this video. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, this is year 7 right now. Lineup still looks absolutely unbelievable. System Pro still 4.5 stars, perimeter centric. And I believe we will see more of the same in this year 7 season. I really wanted to see a Jalen Johnson MVP in this video. Like I said before, with the emergence of Darren Peterson being that #1 guy, I think we could see another Darren Peterson MVP this season. I wanted to see Jalen Johnson do it, but I feel like if they never got Darren Peterson in the draft, I think he might have had a chance to win a few MVPs this video. Ja Morant MVP. Look at Ja winning MVP on the Lakers, man. 34 and 10 for Ja Morant. That's a really, really good season. That man has been averaging 36 years in a row. Shout out Ja Morant getting his life back together. 64 wins for the Dallas Mavericks. Another All-NBA first team for Darren Peterson, 23, 7, and 9. Jalen Johnson makes another second team, 25, 9, and 6. So a point jump. Actually, the most points he's averaged throughout his whole career comes in his age 30 season. So shout out Jalen Johnson for putting together a really good season. Guy's been shooting 40% from 3 the past 7 years. This time, the Atlanta Hawks were not the 1 seed. They were tied for the 1 seed. I guess tied. They were the 2 seed. 61 wins for them. Washington won 61 with Jokic, Boozer, and Trey Johnson. And they got Sarr off the bench. Jalen Johnson, Darren Peterson, Trae Young all scored 20 points a game. Sachet, Bam. Same old, same old. Miami again in the first round of the playoffs here. Now that there's actually another powerhouse in the Eastern Conference, so things might just not be a breeze as they do breeze past the Miami Heat. Game round 2 against the Orlando Magic, another breeze to the conference finals, I would assume, and they do. And this is what we got to see, man. 1 seed versus 2 seed, Wizards versus Hawks. They won 61 games as well. So this is actually shaping up to be a pretty good series as Washington does take game number 1. Game 2 also going to go to the Wizards. Are they going to go up 3-0 in this series? They sure do. Cam Boozer dropping 40s like it's absolutely nothing. Are they going to get swept in the conference finals? Holy shit, they got swept. So a 61 win team got swept in the conference finals by the Washington Wizards, man. Playoff stats, nothing really changed for this team, except the Wizards just are like that. Are they going to win the finals? They lose in 7. So the Wizards cannot go all the way. Cooper Flag does get an MVP, but yeah, that's a team to watch out for. Cam Boozer, Jokic, Sarr, Trey Johnson, that's tough. All right, so they cannot go back-to-back. So 2 rings in 4th years. They've taken every year off. 1 year they win, then they don't, and then they win, and then they don't. So next year, by theory, they should win. Are they going to bring back Quinn Snyder once again? They do. That boy's getting the bag after bag after bag. Again, they be extending their whole team during the whole year. Their main guys, they have nobody to bring back here. They signed Colin Sexton here to come off the bench for them. So he's age 30. We'll keep monitoring his season. This is going to be year 8, which is that's still a far way. That's still a pretty good ways into his career. This Ryan Hampton guy's up to an 86. Their team still looks very, very good. Lineup still looks absolutely unbelievable. Starting 5 still intact. Dyson Daniels, Hampton, Sexton, and Gaskins off the bench. Have they won less than 60 games in 6 years of us simulating? I don't think they have, so I expect nothing less. Another year at the deadline, 34 wins at the deadline. This Washington team is the team to watch out for, bro. Like, they got this. Look at Wally Baldwin, man. How you know Wally Baldwin a hooper, man? Look at that, man. Hawks are gonna have some work to do, man. Stats halfway through. Jalen Johnson still giving you 21, 9, and 5, so he's still doing his thing. Wembanyama wins another MVP, and Jordy Fernandez is now the coach of the Wizards. They won 64, so they won 64 games. That Wizards team's not a team to choke around with. Who the hell is this guy? Michael Walgreens. He finna go get some goddamn pharmaceuticals. 21-11. Shout out him. Darren Peterson and Jalen Johnson both make second team, so they are just all NBA merchants. He's made third team 5 times. He's made second team 3 times. All 8-time All-Star and a 2-time champion. In Atlanta, don't count them out yet. You know, they are the 2 seed still. They still won 56 games. The first time they haven't won 60 games since we started this video. 22 for the top 3 guys. Trae Young still kicking it at the age of 34 right here. I'm surprised Atlanta kept Trae Young this whole entire video. That's very interesting. Sachet 14 points. He dropped down a little bit. What has Dyson Daniels been doing this whole video? Like, I'm sorry. He's an 88 overall, and he's averaged less than 7 points the past 6 seasons. Is he the worst 88 overall of all time? I think he might be. All right, round number 1 against the Bulls. That should be an easy round 1 victory. As it is, they win in 5. Orlando was up here with one of the best teams in the East. We'll see if they can beat them. Orlando, you know, still putting in work here. Game 1, game 2, game 3, and they're back in the conference finals just like that. Against who else but the 1-seeded Washington Wizards with Cam Boozer, Jokic, and they have Alex Sarr coming off the bench. Let's see if the Hawks can get their revenge, though. They do take game 1, 1-1 series here. 2-1. 2-1 Wizards. Cam Boozer just might be too much for them to handle. Game 4, they do tied up at 2s once again. Can they go up 3-2 in the series? They sure cannot. All right, well, game 6 as we do simcast. Let's see if the Hawks can win 2 in a row. Or Washington might be that new team to beat in the East, as they are. It's a back and forth game, and the Wizards will pull away once again. The Washington Wizards have turned into an absolute mega franchise as Cam Boozer versus Wemby in the NBA Finals, and Wemby does win in 6 games. So the Wizards have made it back-to-back seasons, but they have not got it done. But the Hawks sitting on 2 championships now, and Jalen Johnson on the negative side of 30. All right, nothing changed about this Hawks team whatsoever. Everyone was under contract once again. They didn't change a thing. The only thing that changes is Jalen Johnson going down to an 88 overall. So I think this is year 9, I believe. Let's see here. So we're entering year 9. He's an 88 overall. We're going to sim this season, see how much he regresses down to in the next offseason. And then whatever he regresses down to, we'll probably just sim another season and cap it off at 10 years, because why not? He's probably going to be like an 86 next season. But their whole team does regress though, so they are taking a significant hit. I still think they should be a really good team in the East, but we'll see. Lineup still looks very, very good. The starting 5 still looks really solid. They have Gaskins, they have Carson Hill now, and they have Ben Mathurin off the bench. I think Jalen Johnson's still going to put up some really good numbers. I mean, he's still going to average 20 plus, probably 6 and 6 at the very minimum. So you're not going to see too much of a drop off, I would assume, from Jalen Johnson here. Let's get like a 20 game sample size. Yeah, so there's still 14 and 6. Jalen Johnson, he's averaging the most points he's ever had in his career so far. 25, 7 and 5 for Jalen Johnson. The rebounds is what's really going to drop off, but he can still score. All right, man. Wembanyama just taking over the NBA at this point, man. Oh god, these stats are crazy throughout these years. 67 wins for Mitch Johnson and them boys. Darren Peterson makes another first team, 25, 7 and 8. So I mean, he's been the star of the show, to be honest with you. Will we see Jalen Johnson not making an All-NBA team? He still sneaks in there, man, because he's missed the 3rd team, man. That's what he's been doing, man. 23, 8 and 5. Not really much of a drop off whatsoever. The man has missed the 3rd team. That's what he does, man. Makes All-NBA 3rd team. Atlanta was the 2 seed again, 54 and 28. How many years will they be a top seed and not win the NBA Finals? I don't know. What I do know is Darren Peterson, Jalen Johnson, Trae Young is still kicking it at 18 and 8 a game. He's 35 years old. Reese, Shea, Bam, Gaskins. This team is cool. What's their team stats looking like? I haven't checked that in a minute. They still have a top offense in the NBA. They kind of stink on defense. 8th best point differential. So they're just like a calm ass team. They should make it to the conference finals once again, I would assume. Actually, it's a 2-2 series with Orlando. They're down 3-2 to Orlando, and they lost in Orlando in the 1st round. Never mind. That's how I know it might be time to end the video, when Jalen Johnson averaged 15 points in the playoffs and they lost to the 7th seed. Philly makes the NBA Finals. The Mavs win in 6. Cooper Flag wins another one. I believe that's 3 in a row for them, or 2 in a row. It's 2 and 3 years for Dallas. But yeah, let's go to player progression. If Jalen Johnson drops down to like an 85, I'm going to call it there, and then we'll see, because they're losing in the 1st round. I have no reason to be here. I'm not going to watch a team get eliminated in the 1st round back-to-back seasons. I wanted to sim Jalen Johnson's prime, and we've definitely done that. All right, player progression's here, and Jalen Johnson does drop down to an 84 overall. Wow, he is cooked. I thought he was going to go down to an 85. He went down to an 84. But you know what? To make it a nice even 10 years, we'll sim this final season. Whatever. This is going to be year 10 for the team. Year 10, final year of the video. Make sure to drop that sub, bro. Jalen Johnson career sim. I guess prime career sim I kind of did. But make sure to hit that like, bro. Pushes it out to more people who like these type of rebuilds, man. Trae Young's down to an 83 overall. They still got the same starting 5. They have the same core this whole entire video. Bench just changed a little bit throughout the video. Still pretty good team. 4.5 stars perimeter centric. We'll see. We'll see if they got one more pushing them. Wally Zerbiak or Michael Walgreens won MVP, man. The guy's a demon. They got him and Wemby. I'm just not realizing. Yeah, they won 72 games. Darren Peterson, another 1st team. Yeah, no Jalen Johnson. That's how you know it's a wrap when he didn't make 3rd team, because he's missed the All-NBA 3rd team. The Hawks finished the 5 seed. 43 wins is pretty tragic for them. I'm not going to lie to you. Hey, but anything is possible. Like I said, they moved Trae Young to the bench. They traded for Robert Wright Jr. or the 3rd, who was actually pretty good. Go watch his tape at college. He plays for BYU. He's pretty good. I think he plays for BYU, unless I'm tripping. He does play for BYU. That's right. Okay. Jalen Johnson, 18, 7 and 5. Still good stats at 85 overall, but his time has come to an end in probably this Atlanta Hawks team. They do win game 1, round 1. Could they go on a miracle run to beat this Philadelphia team? I doubt it, but you never know. 2-1 series, 3-1 series, and they're going to be losing in 6 games. Wow, Raptors Trailblazers. The Trailblazers won in 6, and the Diddler won Finals MVP. Shout out Josh Giddey. Okay, that was a very eventful 10-year simulation for Jalen Johnson. From 23 to 33, we simmed throughout his 20s and past his prime. Unfortunately, he's on the decline at the age of 33. But yeah, man. Overall, really consistent 10 years for Jalen Johnson. If this were to happen in real life, I think everyone would be ecstatic about it. If he was like a 23-9-6 guy, he'd be a perennial all-star. 2-time NBA champion, 2 rings. I think that's more than a success in 10 years. 9-time all-star is crazy. 3 times on All-NBA second team, and he's obviously missed the All-NBA third team. So that's going to cap it off with Jalen Johnson in this kind of short career simulation. If you like this video, you want more videos like this, make sure to drop a like, make sure to drop a sub, and comment down below what videos y'all want to see next. Like I said, we're on the road to 10K subscribers, and if you're a Hawks fan, let me know what you want to do with the future going forward with Trae Young and Jalen Johnson. Anyway, man, I'm gonna catch y'all boys in the next one. Peace out.